everybody. Today we're going to be doing quite a few things. We're going to be adding the new injectors to the fuel rail. As you can see, I put all my accessories back on. If you guys didn't take them off, don't worry about it. There's no difficulty behind that. That's why I didn't do a DIY, because there's literally 3 bolts and the whole thing comes apart. It's if you guys were going to go my route of how we're doing the build. But if you do take it apart and you need to know how to route the belt, it's very easy. Start from the crank. It goes down, under and over. So here, over, that's how you route your belt. Okay? Alright, fuel injector removal. Pretty easy. You grab a flathead screwdriver, bam, and then find the little metal clip on the fuel injector. It's just so gay. See these little clips right here? These are the metal clips that hold the fuel injector in place. You slide them straight out, like so. There you go. And pull the injector straight out. If it likes to agree with you. Just like that. Fuel injector removal. Done. Do that for all 4. You're straight. Look at the other one. There you go. Alright guys, so we're going to do the fuel injector install. Much different process, because these are brand new. And these are from Ford. Woo! This comes with our kit. They're 550cc injectors. They have adapters, so they can work on our cars. I know it's kind of blasphemy that we're using Ford American products on our European car, but that's what the tune requires, so that's what they gave us. So to show you first, these are brand new injectors. You can tell which way is top and bottom by the sensor. Sensor's pointing straight up. So you want to just take the top off first. Once you got that off, they give you a little bit of this lube right here, so you can get them in easily. So you just dab a little bit on the actual O-ring itself. It can come out. Just a little bit. And just slather it around. Just like that. And then pretty much you're going to push it right in to the actual injector hole. Once you have that in, you get your little metal clip right here, like we did on the removal, but we're just going to reverse it. We're going to do it from over here. There you go. Oh, just like that. And that's your fuel injector install. Okay guys, just repeat that process for all the other 3 injectors and you're good to go. Thanks. Okay, so since we got the fuel injectors ready, now we're going to install them onto the actual intake manifold. So with the provided little lubricant they gave you, make sure you lube up the O-rings just a little bit. You don't need to lather it on, just enough just to help you do the install properly. Very little. And then just slap it around. Make sure not to get none on the actual injector itself. Just on the O-ring. Okay. So now the injectors are going to go in straight down. Just like you removed them last time, just push them, and they should go straight down into the actual intake right here. Sorry about that, guys. The injectors were actually on backwards. They were pointed the wrong direction, so I pointed them in the right direction now. Make sure the sensor's on the front of the fuel rail. That way the injectors can actually go all the way in properly. So once you have that, you're going to put them in straight down. Make sure all your injector sensors are straight, pointing straight up. And you get that right there. You have another line right here. This is the other line for the water that goes, the water line that goes into your car. Just gonna mount that where it's supposed to go. So now when you have both lines in, your setup should look like this. We painted this line so it didn't look as bad as having just all silver. I cut off the other line that was in front of it, you can see here, because we're not using that. It's a vacuum line for your smog stuff. We're deleting the smog equipment on here. Our resistor kit came in, so when we get to that point, you guys will see that, alright? But that's it. And just put in your two 10mm bolts right here, tighten them down, and you're done. You got your fuel injectors installed. So pretty much we're going to give you guys a quick video breakdown of what we just finished today. We mounted the accessories, put the belt back on. If you come down here, you'll see how it's routed. Very, very simple. Over. Use an adjustable wrench here to pull the pulley back and put the belt on. We're not going to do a DIY for that because this is stuff you guys should be doing already. Up here, like I showed you a couple minutes ago, we did the fuel injector install. We got the fuel rail, fuel injectors, and your water line that goes across. We painted it just to give it a matching scheme with the car. Down over here in the front, we reinstalled our breather hose setup. We reused a couple parts, mainly just for the breather line. We did vacuum cap one line down here at the bottom. You see my finger, there's a line. We cap that off. These two vacuum lines right here at the bottom, we're going to be using one for the diverter valve, one for your fuel regulator. And we'll give you guys a video walkthrough on that. Where you reattach the heater hoses right here. You come back around this way. The transmission's already mounted on the engine. We'll give you guys a video walkthrough on that as well. And then come back to the back. And then we have a big breakdown on what we did over here. It's installed the manifold, the turbo, the up pipe. The turbo inlet pipe is installed with the provided clamps. We put a bolt here because we're not going to be using this vacuum fitting. It's not required for the setup that we're doing. So just cram a bolt in there. Use a zip tie if you want to hold it in place. It's not needed for our build, so we just capped it off. We're going to have a DIY in a couple of minutes. For installing the oil line for this turbo setup. We already got the first fitting down here installed already. We're going to be taking out the factory oil line, putting in the new fitting down here below, and putting the new line in place. If you look over here on the side, how the water lines are routed. Not difficult. You're going to need an 8mm and a 5mm Allen wrench to do the job. Make sure you guys get new crush washers from the dealership. They're about $95 to $1.50 each. So have that saved up for your guys' build. Over here on the top, on the manifold, we use an extra washer and a crush washer. And a locking washer on here, just to give us some extra tension on the bolts so they don't vibrate out when you're running really hard. I had that issue on my other Franken turbo. Once I did this, it stopped it. It prevented it from backing out on us. So that's it, guys. This baby's gonna be ready to go in right now. So the next thing we're going to show you is putting your chains on your engine for proper engine lift. So if you come right over here, like I showed you when we pulled the engine out, we're going to show you how to put the engine back in. Where your engine stamp code is right here, there's a hole. We went to Harbor Freight and picked up a pretty cheap chain right here, and it has hooks on it. Really, really convenient. Slide the hook into here. There's half of it. You're going to slide your other hook into here. However, this chain's really long, so we're going to use this half of it right here with the bolt that we have right here. Just going to cram it through the hole, bolt it up. Doesn't need a lot of thread in there, just enough to hold the chain in place, and that's it. This bad boy's ready to go in. We'll give you guys a walkthrough on how to put this engine back in right now. See you guys in a bit.